Have you ever wondered if the order in which you add or multiply numbers really matters? Or maybe you've heard someone say, math is just numbers. But what if I told you math is a mind game of logic and creativity? Stick around, because we're about to explore the 3 magical laws that govern arithmetic, and, trust me, it's more fascinating than you think. There are 3 laws of arithmetic: commutative law, associative law, and distributive law. Let's start with the commutative law. Imagine a world where the order of numbers never changes the result. Commutative law states that the order in which 2 numbers are added or multiplied does not affect the result. This means that when numbers are swapped around when added or multiplied, the answer is still the same. If 2 numbers are x and y, then x plus y is equal to y plus x. Likewise, x times y is equal to y times x. Swapping the given numbers still gives the same answer. For instance, 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Likewise, 5 plus 4 is also equal to 9. So 4 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 4. For multiplication, 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Likewise, 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So 3 times 4 is equal to 4 times 3. Hence, addition and multiplication are commutative. Swapping numbers when adding or multiplying still gives the same answer. A quick challenge. Test the commutative law with your own numbers. Pick any 2 numbers and swap them around when adding or multiplying. Did the result change? But wait, there's a twist. If we try subtraction or division, things get tricky. For instance, 4 minus 5 is equal to -1, but 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. So 4 minus 5 is not equal to 5 minus 4. For division, 3 divided by 4 is equal to 0.75, but 4 divided by 3 is equal to 1.3. So 3 divided by 4 is not equal to 4 divided by 3. Therefore, subtraction and division are not commutative. Now let's explore the associative law. Associative law states that when 3 numbers are added or multiplied, the grouping of the numbers does not affect the result. If 3 numbers are x, y, and z, then brace x plus y plus z is equal to x plus brace y plus z. This means when adding 3 or more numbers, if we start by adding x and y and then add the result with z, or start by adding y and z and then add the answer with x, we get the same results. For instance, adding 3 numbers, 2, 3, and 4, 2 plus 3 gives 5, then plus 4 gives 9. Likewise, if we start by adding 3 and 4, then plus 2 still gives 9. So when adding multiple numbers, the grouping of numbers does not affect the result. For multiplication, if 3 numbers are x, y, and z, then brace x times y times z is equal to x times brace y times z. For example, when multiplying 3 numbers 2, 3, and 4, multiplying 2 times 3, then times 4 gives 24. Likewise, 3 times 4 then times 2 also gives 24. So both addition and multiplication are associative. Grouping the given numbers differently when adding or multiplying still gives the same result. How about subtraction and division? When subtracting 3 numbers 2, 3, and 4, 2 minus 3 gives -1, then minus 4 gives -5. However, let's start with 3 and 4. 3 minus 4 gives -1, then 2 minus -1 gives 3. So different grouping when subtracting does not give the same results. Then for division, if we divide 3 numbers 2, 3, and 4, starting by dividing 2 by 3, then divide the result by 4, gives 0.17, but when starting by dividing 3 by 4, then dividing the result by 2 gives 2.67. Therefore, subtraction and division are not associative. Different grouping when subtracting or dividing numbers does not give the same result. Finally, the distributive law is the most exciting. Distributive law states that multiplying a number by a group of numbers added together is the same as doing multiplication separately. If 3 numbers are x, y, and z, then x times brace y plus z is equal to x times y plus x times z. X times y plus x times z is the same as xy plus xz. This means that grouping y plus z, then multiplying the answer with x, gives the same result as multiplying x with y and z separately. Likewise, x times brace y minus z is equal to x times y minus x times z. X times y minus x times z is the same as xy minus xz. For example, given a problem 2 times brace 3 plus 4, we can add 3 and 4 and multiply the result with 2, or we can multiply 2 with 3 and 4 separately. For the first method, 3 plus 4 gives 7, then 2 times 7 gives 14. For the second method, 2 is multiplied by 3 plus 2, also multiplied by 4. This becomes 6 plus 8 and finally gives 14 as well. Likewise, 2 brace 3 minus 4. We can either group 3 minus 4 then multiply with 2, or multiply 2 with 3 and 4 separately. For the first method, 3 minus 4 gives negative 1, then 2 times negative 1 gives negative 2. For the second method, 2 times 3 minus 2 times 4. 2 times 3 gives 6 minus 2 times 4 gives 8. 6 minus 8 gives negative 2 as well. Test the distributive property with different numbers. Pick a number to multiply and see if you get the same result when distributing. To recap, commutative law states that the order in which two numbers are added or multiplied does not affect the result. Swapping the given numbers still gives the same answer. Addition and multiplication are commutative. Subtraction and division are not commutative. Associative law states that when three numbers are added or multiplied, the grouping of the numbers does not affect the result. Addition and multiplication are associative. Subtraction and division are not associative. Distributive law states that multiplying a number by a group of numbers added together is the same as doing multiplication separately. Now that we've cracked the laws of arithmetic, in the next video we'll cover fractions and explore how to make sense of them without breaking a sweat. Stay tuned, stay curious.